Good morning, everyone, and I hope that you all had a good weekend. I'd like to start by saying how impressed I was with the results and the effort that you posted for the virtual sports day last Thursday. It was great to see the number of pupils and staff, and no doubt some parents too, who completed the various challenges. There were some really good times posted for the fastest run and cycle competitions, and I was also very impressed with the scores that many of our Kirby pupils gained on their circuit training elements. I'd also particularly like to mention those of you who managed the maximum of 2 hours of continuous exercise that day. It's no mean feat, and you should be really proud of yourselves for doing so. You showed real perseverance, and with just 2 weeks to go, I think that's a good theme to talk about today. One of the stories that I've really enjoyed seeing develop is that of the Huub-Wattbike Cycling Team, partly because it contains a pupil from one of my former schools, but also because I really respect what they've done.
No one's talking about France, no one's talking about Belgium, Canada, all these other nations that are major players in team shooting. They were talking about these 4 lads from Barbados.
Me and Charlie Tanfield, were literally here. We were riding for the same road team at the time, having a pop at the IP at the Nationals. I'm thinking, well, if we're going all this way and doing all this effort, why don't we do the team suit as well?
So I've been sort of mincing around the track, very much like these guys are doing now, just not really taking life too seriously. And Dan rocked up, and he wanted to do IP with Charlie. And then they were like, oh, we've got 2 of us, we may as well do team suit as well.
After turning up with no real expectations, they managed to win the national championships. Part of this was because of the unorthodox and different way that they approached the sport. Historically, the cycling pursuit world has done the same thing over and over again. But this group of friends took a different approach, weighed up their strengths, and looked at the sport in a unique way. And it paid off. Despite winning the nationals, the Great Britain team weren't interested in them, and so they set their sights on entering World Cup events as an independent trade team, competing against all of the other national teams. They had to sacrifice a lot to get to their first World Cup event. They took loans out on their credit cards, gained money through crowdfunding, and borrowed money from friends and family. However, their first outing was really disappointing, and they didn't qualify through the rounds. But obviously, they didn't leave it there.
So I remember on the flight, it was a horrible flight. Like, me and Dan sat there, we wrote 42 things out of how we can make Tipper go faster, and how as a team we can improve. We instigated those the next day.
Within a day, we kind of realised, well, so what, we've got a week to Manchester, home World Cup, let's turn this round, and we came up with a massive list of like 40 items, 50 items of how do we get Tipper across the line, which is where the whole Medi method idea came from, where we switch into Man 3 rather than me changing to Man 4, just to keep Tipper further back in the line for longer. And obviously it worked going into Manchester, we got into the bronze medal final and narrowly missed out on the medal, but yeah, I think that was a low, but we turned it into quite a big positive.
We were leading the French till 2 laps to go, who were European champions in the bronze medal ride-off. So to do that 2 weeks after how bad Poland had gone, and turn a few things around and try a few different tactics, that was probably one of the most exciting races, to be honest. That was probably where the morale was as high, if not higher, than Belarus at times.
We came away with that with a lot of positive energy, and we can actually compete at this level. There's a lot of little things that we can easily correct and sort out in the next few months. We can come back in Belarus and we can win it, which we did, which is nice.
One of the things that really impresses me about their approach is the way in which they analyse every aspect of their performance. You've probably heard of the idea of marginal gains being related to cycling, where you try to make lots of very small improvements, and they all add up to make a big change. And that's exactly what the Huub team did, and they managed to achieve something that no one thought was possible. It's worth noting that after their victory in Belarus, they gained another victory in London, ahead of the Belgian team in second place and the Great Britain team in third. So what should we take from this story? I think it demonstrates a number of key traits that I'd like you all to think about. And obviously, these ideas apply to your work as much as they do to sport or other extracurricular pursuits. Aim high. Just because someone hasn't done something before doesn't mean it isn't possible. Analyse your performance. If something doesn't go right, try to work out why it didn't work, and then create a plan to rectify those mistakes. Persevere. There will be setbacks in all areas of your life at times, but keep trying and use them as opportunities to reassess what you did. And finally, remember the idea of marginal gains. Don't underestimate how changing small things can make a significant impact on your performance in the long run. As we enter the last 2 weeks of term, don't start to wind down and lose focus. Really try to get the most out of these last 2 weeks. Continue to work hard and push yourself, and you'll appreciate that long summer holiday even more when it comes. I hope you have a good week.